point. She's probably not the best looking individual I've seen, but her form suggests she could run well.
Warrior for Peace, Brett and Georgie Kavanagh, Scone, Jason Collett.
Well, he's won his past two in, I think, in outstanding style. Back from 1800 to 14 last time, he beat the highly touted Scripted there. And if they go hard here, he's going to be very hard to hold out, I say.
They've done a really good job keeping him fresh for this. He's just really come of age his last few runs. They've been training him differently, and he looks as good as I've seen him look.
Micro Mickey, Brett Rob Dubbo, Clayton Gallagher.
Honest horse from out west. He rarely runs bad. Just there's more guts to this race.
Yeah, very fit horse coming back into this. The last time I saw him, he'd had plenty of runs, and Brett's done a really good job to keep him up.
Show 'em how. Anna Roper rides for Robert Agnew, Port Macquarie.
Yeah, Port Macquarie heat winner, and then ticked over in a race he could not win there at Newcastle. I just think this might be a touch hard for him.
There's nothing wrong with his appearance. He's a high-energy horse. He's always up on the toe. That's just him.
Let's see Tom walking around with Considered. Here's Tom Vegas, Matthew Carlon for Dean Murph and Bathurst.
He's a good looker. He'll be showing off in the yard time. He's a Mudgee heat winner, and look, he's hard to tip here, but he's race. It's a race he could run well in.
He's one of the better-looking ones from the yard. Considered would have fit inside of him twice, I think, given the size comparison there. But he's been looking so well for such a long time. I'd love to see him run well.
Kai Hoko from Warhope, Colt Prosser, Ben Looker.
Yeah, form looks pretty well exposed. I think a win would surprise most.
He's feeling well in himself. He's not. There's a few in here I wouldn't say no about, and he's one of them.
Another runner for Bathurst trainer Dean Murph, and turned down Zach Waddick.
Yep, can go forward and make his own luck. But just whether he's got the quality to win a race like this.
Zach's really got to know him in his last few. He presents beautifully. Not much difference between him and his stablemate.
Baby Ryan, Adam Hieronymus rides for Brett Bellamy, Coffs Harbour.
Has form around the favourite, so I would have preferred a heavy 10 for him though.
Yeah, well, he'll at least get through the going out there. He's not the biggest horse, but he actually presents quite well, and if you like her, you've got to make a little bit of a case for him.
Chidiac was favourite. It's now 480. Zach Purton on for Brett and Georgie Kavanagh, Scone.
Yeah, really soft in the market. She looks a mare of good quality. I don't know about the 1400 on the wet. I think that's what everyone's opposing, but I'm not selling her short, although I would have preferred dry at this distance.
Really nice mare. She's always had a beautiful attitude here in the yard every time we've seen her. I don't think 1400 will be a stretch for us, just 1400 on a wet track. That's the only worry.
Graceful Ellen, Alicia Colladon for the Joseph Jones yard from Canberra.
Big odds winning last start. I just think had the bias in the favour there.
Beautifully ridden actually to get the job done there last time out, and it's topped her off nicely for this.
Second runner for Donna Scott Albury, Bon Holler, Rachel King.
I like her. I think she can ride the speed, run a race at well into double figure odds here. I'm saving on her.
Yeah, lovely big strong mare. She looks great actually. I could almost put her on top.
Third runner for the Kavanaghs from Scone, Tommy Berry on Fingers Hunter.
I thought she was outstanding behind Chidiac last start. 14's ideal off a month fresh, and I think with any luck at all hard to hold out.
She's been here and won at this track before. That'll take her a long way, and I think that run that she had at Musselbrooks just topped her off perfectly.
And another one for Brett Robb from Dubbo. It's Poison Point, Zach Lloyd.
Yeah, underrated mare, terrific, winning first up, usually lifts second up, not the worst.
Yeah, this is her. She's always up and about. She usually goes on the pony. She'd probably prefer it dry though.
Corey, they come from everywhere, and we've got to throw in a wet track.
It's funny, I was talking to James McDonald. He says there's more tension in this race than what there is in the normal Group 1 races. Yeah, no, it's great. You know, it's a great concept, and I'm with Warrior for Peace. I just love this horse. His will to win's just outstanding. His last two wins have been terrific, and he paraded absolutely super. So yeah, Warrior for Peace for me.
Who do you like, Shaddy?
Go with Bon Holler here, the Albury galloper, as the wind's just picking up. She presented beautifully, lovely, big, strong lady, and she's travelled up in immaculate order.
I am 15, 5, 14 and 12. I want to go with Fingers Hunters here. I know he had to pass a vet test yesterday, or she did, and I'm not too worried about that. If the vets are happy with her, I am happy with her as well. I think Warrior for Peace is it's probably been the best back to the three stable mates here. Be very, very explosive late here. 14 Bon Holler, I think, is big overs here, and I'll throw in the early favourite Chidiac here. And the other one I would advise that I wouldn't be scared to take 50 to 1 about is the top weight Villosaurus. 15, 5, 14 and 12. Tim?
You know, Considered was a $3.60 chance this morning, and punters threw me a bit of a dummy because we've laid a few around it this morning. It got all the way out to $4.40, but since then it has been one-way traffic, $4.40 back into $3.30. You can see there it is $2.70 on the Whirlpool. It is the only horse we are laying, and this will be the biggest stand of the day so far, even eclipsing the lay of the day in the next episode, who we took on for as much as we could. This runner, who I didn't even really want to lay, but I've just been left with it because you can see that fixed odds there at a big premium to the Whirlpool, and for the past 2 hours it has been the only horse we have been able to lay. So it's your market mover here in the Country Championships. Vermicella has also been well back, $8 taken on Wednesday, and I laid $6.50 at 9 a.m. this morning. It's into $4.60, so it's been a good firmer. The one that we cannot lay at all, Shittiak, $3.50 out to $6.50. It is the third most popular of the three Kavanagh gallopers. The best backed of his three is Fingers Hunter, who Ronnie likes. It's been 8 into 7, but also good money for Warrior for Peace, who Corey likes. It had been 11 out to 15, but it's been 15 into $9.50 just in the last hour or so. So good money for it in the last hour. It's the second best backed of the Brett and Georgie Kavanagh gallopers, and that $9.50 might just firm again. We're still seeing good support for it. Poison Point, it's been a firmer, 51 taken on Wednesday, 26 into 16 today. And then we're out to Bon Hollow, who Ron gave a push for. Seems big odds, 15 out to 23 for a horse that should get on-pace favours, but no real interest in it. $26 Canadian Ruler, 41 Graceful Ellen. Then we're out to $51 or longer about the rest. So $3.30, your favourite here, Considered. I don't think it'll get any shorter than that. It probably can't get any shorter than that, but the $2.75 on the Whirlpool, it's still really the only horse we're laying. It's eclipsed the next episode as biggest stand of the day so far. We are seeing some late money here for Vermicella, some late money for Warrior for Peace, who just firms again, $9.50 into 9, but Considered your best backed runner here in the Country Championships. It looks like the farrier may be going to go to work there on Considered, Greg.
Yes, the favourite Considered. He's just getting the plate ready, and hopefully this will be conducted quite quickly because we've just hit start time. We're right on start time now for the Evergreen Turf Country Championships. It all started back for Considered at Coffs Harbour. There was some doubt about the meeting going ahead there at one stage. They ended up running it on a heavy 8, and she being a swimmer, she was too good for baby Ryan. She's got an amazing record on wet tracks, 2 for 2 on heavy, 5 starts on a soft for 3 wins and 2 placings. There's nothing of her, this 4-year-old mare, by So You Think, but she can run and she can swim. And the punters are all over Considered for Nasrullah and Matt Dunn. Matt Dunn has won a Country Championships. He was ineligible there for a couple of years when he moved to Sydney with the Sydney stable, but he's back in it now. He won it with Gracie Bell. Nash is looking for his first win in this series. Tommy Berry's been the most successful in the Country Championships with 2 wins. He won on Clearly Innocent and Art Cadeau, 2 of the better winners of the Country Championships. Clearly Innocent went on to win a Group 1 Kingsford Smith. So there's another one right also over there, Poison Point for Brett Robb. Zach Lloyd's out of the saddle. Brett Robb qualifying 2 runners for this race, Micro Mickey and Poison Point. And he was successful, Brett Robb, with Sizzle Manizzle in a Country Championship final. So what's another look at the market here, Tim, with Considered? What price now? It's $2.95 on the World Pool.
Yeah, we've just edged it back out another roll here, out to $3.40. Still very short, as you said, $2.95 on the World Pool. But yeah, just with that replating behind the barriers, I know punters never like it. The money's just starting to dry up a little bit. And Ron was just making the comment here, she's just starting to get a little bit warm behind the gate. So Ron, did you have anything to say about the favourite Considered?
Yeah, they're just wiping her down there. She just got hot under the saddle there. So Look, it's just a formality, changing a shoe, but a lot of punters think it's bad karma. I don't like anything going wrong behind the barrier.
Yeah, so just back out to $3.40 for Considered, and she may just jump a roll or so longer than that, just depending on how long they take to get back in to the gates here. Vermicelli, your $4.40 second favourite. Chidiac 6. Fingers Hunter has firmed. It's into $6.50, and I said before, it is the best backed with us of the three Brett and Georgie Kavanagh trained gallopers. Warrior for Peace also seen support there at $9, while Chidiac, just with this rain that's come here today, she was a bit of a doubt at the 1400, and now we're on this soft 7 track. Punters just really don't want a bar of her at the 1400. Fave just now back out to $3.50, so yeah, just happy to let it back out a little bit. The punters don't really like that replating behind the gates, so the money stopped for the favourite, and we'll just get out to $3.50. And we're just starting to write a few bets for Chidiac at the $6, so it's into $5.50. Some signs of life for Chidiac, but Considered's going to run a decent loser for us in the Country Championships.
Donna Scott is trying to make it a big day for the border town of Albury. Autumn Break just won the Carbine Club about 40 minutes ago, and Donna Scott, who trains on the same track, lines up with two runners here, Villasaurus and Bon Holler. They were the horses that denied Autumn Break getting into this race. They're just about all in. Ben Hall for the call of the Evergreen Turf Country Championship final.
There is on the platform. We're set for a dispatch. Considered is the favourite for Matt Dunn. Signals being given. Starter just holds them. Off now. Now, Bon Holler was slow off the inside, and Vermicelli wasn't well served at the start either. Going fast to the early part of the event. Now on the outside was turned down. Bon Holler's pushing forward. Not far away in the early part of the event, Canadian Ruler. And there's Chidiac on the scene in the early stages. They were followed by Graceful Ellen and Micro Mickey out deep on the track. Then Considered, the favourites over on the inside midfield, covered out wider. Around those runners there is Villasaurus, followed by Show 'em Howl and Kyoko. Deep on the track, Baby Ryan, and further back was Fingers Hunter. Then came Tom Vegas on the inside. Vermicella's a long way back. Warrior for Peace second last, and Poison Point's last 15 off the speed. Turned down to the 600, led the way by 3/4. Chidiac, who's nice and close on the outside. Bon Holler third on the outside, a Canadian Ruler. Then Graceful Ellen, followed by Micro Mickey, Kyoko. Villasaurus, now Considered, is coming away from the inside as they top the rise here. The leader on the inside turned down, tackled by Chidiac. The rider swinging here, Zach Burton, and Chidiac, he starts to go for it now. Little length and a half to Bon Holler, Considered threading the needle. Then Graceful Ellen, and down the outside, Micro Mickey, further back to Canadian Ruler, but Chidiac at the hundreds, 2.5 in front. Here's Graceful Ellen on the outside for Barb and the boys, charging late, but Chidiac will win it. Chidiac won it. Beat Graceful Ellen, photo third, between Poison Point, Micro Mickey and Considered. They were followed by Villasaurus. Next then was Fingers Hunter, Warrior for Peace. Further back to Canadian Ruler. Then came Bon Holler. Turned down, Show 'em Howl, Vermicelli. Next was Kyoko. Then came Tom Vegas getting well back towards the tail. And Baby Ryan pulled up last.
Well, he might be one of the world's best riders, plying his trade at the top of the tree in Hong Kong. But he's a country boy at heart. He cut his teeth on the coastal town of Coffs Harbour, and here he is, Zach Burton, winning an Evergreen Turf Country Championships for Brett and Georgie Kavanagh. Brett has tasted success in a Kosciuszko, but this is his first win in a Country Championship final. 12-13, 6 has run third. Micro Mickey in front of the stablemate Poison Point.